Welcome everyone to the video. Let's talk about the IMC's Lean Six Sigma certification together, shall we? Okay, I guess that's what we're here for. Right, so you know, we'll go step by step. We'll try to cover everything which you need to know. So starting from the company introduction to maybe, I think before that we can discuss what is Lean Six Sigma altogether. And then we can talk about, of course, the company, the trainers, the batch timings, the investment required, everything. Okay, so I suggest you will watch the entire video without skipping so you get the full understanding of the program and then take the decision accordingly. Okay, okay, let's get going. So first thing, what is Lean Six Sigma, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of you know, but some of you could be like totally unaware of what Lean Six Sigma is, right? So generally speaking, Lean Six Sigma is one of the best management techniques across the globe, and it's utilized in all the industries, be it healthcare, be it manufacturing, be it aerospace, be it hospitality, anything you name. Okay, so and what exactly it is? It's actually a combination of two techniques, Lean and Six Sigma. So Lean is something that talks about management of the waste. So anything which is unnecessary in the overall process of the entire value addition of whatever the final product or service is. So you want to eliminate that part. Okay, so that speed is something that you optimize, because speed is important in the modern world, right? And I think it's always been that way, right? Whichever company has the best speed without losing the quality, that's the key. You don't have to lose the quality, can't afford to lose the quality, right? So optimizing the speed is what's important. There are techniques like Timbo techniques you learn here, and then you have this Six Sigma, which works around making sure you have the best quality product or the service for your end consumer. Okay, so you know, I'm sure whichever company you're working with, they have something that you guys are selling to the end consumer of the company. And then, if the customer is not satisfied and if the product is not good or the services are not good, they'll complain and company's reputation will go down, and that's how, you know, they will lose the market share. But if you do the opposite, meaning you have the best quality of the entire experience that the person has with your product or the service, of course they'll appreciate it. They will be more likely, coming again to buy more and also recommend it to other people, and that's how companies grow, right? So you can take an example of these laptops that I'm using, or the phone maybe that you're using, right? Whichever company has produced that product, they must have taken care of each and every single smallest part of the entire process, right? And quality is something that we all, I would say, crave for, right? So if you're going through, let's say, you're planning a trip and you have to fly, you want to make sure the airline has the best quality. They double check everything, right? Uh, in the same way, in healthcare, in the product wise, if you have a car, if you're traveling, you want to make sure the quality is top notch, right? So that's the overall concept. So this is basically around, it gives you sort of framework, it gives you the mindset, it gives you certain data tools to work around the software called Minitab software. You learn terms around RCA, root cause analysis, value stream mapping, their different diagrams. So instead of making decisions based on your intuition, you make decision more on the data side. Okay, so that's what you learn. Okay, and when you learn this and when you execute this at your company into management roles, of course the company will appreciate it because it's going to have them uh, better ROI of whatever resources that they have, whether it's money, whether it's labor, whether it's something else in technology. Okay, so that's the whole purpose. You can Google more on this. You can do a ChatGPT search, particularly for your profile. You can put in your LinkedIn URL on the ChatGPT, put your resume PDF, and ask, if I do the Lean Six Sigma certification, how can this exactly help me? So you'll get the personalized answer on that. And anyway, when we speak on call, uh, I'll explain you that part. Okay, but for now, this is in brief. Okay, now why a management and leadership certification you want to do, right? Because I'm sure you have some technical skills or whatever roles you have been working into, right? See, when you work in corporate and you get into a leadership role is when you make the best money, is when you have, you know, I would say the best impact overall um, in your career, in your life, and otherwise to the consumer and the society as whole, right? So because that can be measured when you're working in an entry level job, you're not sure if you're just a small part in the entire process. Your work is not optimized, like it can't be measured in numbers, right? Or except the sales professionals, except certain you know um, parts of the company, but most of it is not recognized in numbers for most of the time. And then leverage, meaning when you have the leadership role, of course, you have people who are reporting to you, so you're leading them, um, and you have technology that you can use, which is already available in the company, or you can ask the management, I want to have this technology so we can work better, or maybe if you have the access to the finance, you can utilize that to the best in the best possible way for the company. So I think that's why you should aim for getting into leadership roles as early as possible. And if you're into leadership already, you should try getting the top positions, like senior manager, director, CEO levels, like that. And if you are into that level, you should try to become better at it. You should be, aim to become great at it, so that your team is more efficient, the company is growing, everybody's happy, you're earning. And that's the goal overall, right? Now, moving to the next part, let's talk about the company a little bit so you get familiar who we are. Quickly, a couple of things. One is obviously our uh, location. I think you might want to know. So, the company is basically based out of Abu Dhabi in the Salam Street. This is where your whole services will be done from. And yeah, I think we also got an operation lately here. I mean, recently in USA, New Jersey State. So we're there in India. We have office here in Noida, where I sit. Okay, for now. And then Bangalore office is there. Gurgaon office is not active as much at this point, but it's there. So overall, this is the location. Uh, Apart from this, I think what you want to check more important than location is the sort of affiliation and accreditations that we have. So we are, I think, one of a kind company in India that's offering you multiple accreditations and certifications here, and we recognize with the best in the industry. So, for example, if we're considering of um, Six Sigma, which is quality, we are a member of ASQ, American Society of Quality Excellence. So our curriculum is designed as per the ASQ. Um, we are outside training partner of IASSC, which is the biggest name in the world when it comes to the Six Sigma field. So you can actually validate. So one of the things, and the reason we have put this here, you can actually click and validate that it's genuine certification, because a lot of people have trust problem in India. And anyway, I mean, told you we are from Abu Dhabi, so we can't do anything fishy at all. You can't even think about it, to be honest. So we are the licensed by Activate, which is the Abu Dhabi Center for Technical and Vocational Education and Training, Activate. So your certificate will be coming from Activate. Basically, it'll have the Activate license number on it. Um, a few other things I won't bother you with that. Also, the CPD. So we are direct outside training partner of CPD. Okay, in the future also, if you plan anything, try to get the CPD approved training certification, because that's globally recognized and it's very prestigious. You can Google about it more in detail and get to know. It's a body based out of London in UK, right? So we'll have dual certification. So let's say if you do Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, you get one certificate from IMC UAE with the Activate license number plus the CSSC logo, the Council of Six Sigma Certification. This logo is going to be there, and one certificate going to be separately from CPD UK. Okay, and then of course, I mean, we have other programs, so that may be not related to you. Maybe in future, if you plan something like this, then we can think about it. We also train partner with ASCM, which is in supply chain, Naukri Gulf, things like that. So you can check that in detail. I'll share those links and resources with you in the description that you can check out. Okay. Now, moving to the next part, I think what I want to check is the belts. Okay, very important question. We get a lot of questions, and people are really confused around what topics, what levels of learning should you choose. So generally speaking, in Six Sigma, you have 4 belts. Okay, there used to be a white belt, which is not even considered now. So generally, you have yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. Okay, so the way you choose this is, making sure understanding what KRAs you're performing now, what you're going to be doing next if you get promoted or switch a job, or how much experience you overall have. So based on the very common, okay. But a general idea would be, so if you are somebody, let's say just a freshman student, then it's yellow belt, okay, very basic. And generally we provide this as a complimentary, okay, it's not a professional certification as such. The bare minimum, if you're working professional, what you should do is a green belt certification. That too, when you have about 1 to 3 5 years experience, we're trying to understand the overall Lean Six Sigma concept to make sure you are understanding of the whole Six Sigma concepts and utilizing that to work to become more efficient, right? And then if you're planning to get into management or working into management, the bare minimum you need is a black belt certification. Okay, so take that and then that'll help you. Right now, if you have a black belt, or maybe if you're working with, like, say, overall experience of 10, 12, 15 years plus at least, then you should plan for a master black belt. Or if you're curious and you're ambitious, you want to learn now, you can learn now, because master black belt is more of um, a strategic level thinking. You're thinking on enterprise level. We have to collaborate with different departments of the company and take them together on a common shared goal. So that's when it works. Okay. So we can again talk a little bit around on the call when we're discussing what to finalize, but this is the general way. Okay. Again, one more question around this topic is, can I take directly a black belt? Well, you can take, actually, because when we train you from the basic to the finish. So yellow belt, green belt will be complementary, and you take the black belt certification. And you don't have to have a yellow and green belt with you. It's not a necessity. Okay, it's not a condition. Now, if you want to, you can take it. It doesn't cost much, just a little bit extra, and you can take it. Otherwise, you can do a black belt directly. Can I do master black belt directly? No, you'll have to have the black belt first, because the batch that we conduct, that has people who are already black belt certified. They understand the entire concept of Six Sigma. They're going a level above. So that's when you have the prerequisite to have the black belt. Now, moving to the next part is we're going to talk about a little bit around the types of Lean Six Sigma that we have. Okay, so we have three types mainly. So one is wherein it's conventional Lean Six Sigma. So let's say from manufacturing in IT field, or some other industry, right? There's a basic training that we do. Not basic, but like it's more of conventional training, um, and you can apply it to any area, right? Any industry. And then we do AI-based Lean Six Sigma. That talks about certain tools which are used in the market, and we keep on adding those tools and upgrading our training quality. So things around Microsoft Copilot, ChatGPT, it could be Perplexity, it could be Gamma app, a lot of other tools, right? How to basically utilize the Lean Six Sigma concept along with AI, which is very hot topic at this point. And I'll suggest it strongly, if you are not from healthcare, then go for AI-based Six Sigma, because there are very people. I mean, there are many people who know the Lean Six Sigma. There are people who know the AI, but there are very few, okay, who knows the AI and Six Sigma together. So if you know this, you'll be able to utilize the entire concept of Six Sigma and do it way faster than other people. And of course, that makes you way more valuable. So that's the one we have. That has certain extra classes, not too much. Like in Lean Six Sigma Yellow to Black Belt, we have about 12 classes. For AI based, you have about 14 classes basically. And then you have this industry specific, which is, as of now, we have kept it to healthcare, and we're getting really good response. People, if you're from sort of background of pharma, working in healthcare management, you're a doctor in this profession, then you should consider having this healthcare particular batch, very specific. Only people from healthcare sit in the batch. Okay. Um, Now, brochures, so we can quickly check, but generally speaking, the topic. So here, I mean, I'll send you these brochures separately if you want, but overall, let's just check the AI-based Six Sigma, for example. Okay. Um, so everything that I mentioned on the call is going to be there. Okay. You will understand from the basic to the finish, the type of ways, the teamworks, the lean tools, the lead metrics, ISO view, understanding the variations, the objective of Six Sigma. By the way, we'll also have projects in the training. Okay, so we keep it very practical. CPOC, SIPOC, how people say. The actual, of course, AI mini tab. This will be a combination where you'll be executing the task. So pretty interesting and pretty wide, in-depth understanding of the overall Lean Six Sigma. Okay, so So tomorrow you'll have a confidence of executing those tasks when you're given. That's the whole goal. Now, what becomes important for a training like this is you have really good mentor to be trained under. Because if you're a senior working professional, I think you're probably yourself a trainer to many people who are maybe at the entry level in your company. Um, so you want really good trainer. I mean, knowledge is not as scarce anymore, right? We have YouTube, we have ChatGPT, we have different free websites, we have LinkedIn Learning and whatnot, right? So if you have a trainer who makes you understand things in depth, then I think that can help you a lot um, in terms of how will you understand those concepts and how will you be able to execute those tasks when you're given the chance. So keeping that in mind, I'm just going to quickly show you some of the trainers we have. So for example, the AI-based batch is taken by Mr. Dhirendra Negi. He's one of our elite trainers, and he stays generally, I think now he's in Canada, Toronto, if I'm not wrong, somewhere in that area. And pretty good results. I mean, he's at the panel of ASQ. I think he's also master black belt and very good trainer. Okay, we'll have this recording lecture sample given to you in the description, so you can check him out. And then of course his LinkedIn profile you can check. So one of the trainer is him. Then you have this other trainer. His name is Mr. Shashi Prakash. Again, pretty good trainer. Been at IITs, been at IIMs. He also takes our offline batch in Dubai, by the way. Okay, so you can take his batch, especially for people from healthcare. He's the one who takes the healthcare batch, particularly. Okay, so pretty good knowledge. Okay, overall. Now, one of the extra advantages that you get here is we keep the very practical learning. Like it will be over the Zoom, by the way. Okay. And when I say practical, of course, you can unmute, ask questions, have the projects given. There's a concept in Zoom called breakout rooms. So let's say you're having club with 5-7 people, and then you're doing some task, right, to make sure you've understood the concepts and you're practicing. And then of course you can unmute and ask questions. It's a global batch, by the way. So a global batch means we generally get the audience coming from Middle East countries, which is around KSA, the Saudi Arabia. Then you have from UAE region, so Dubai, Abu Dhabi, like that. People could be from Qatar, Bahrain. Some could be from Philippines, Malaysia, and around 30-40% audience we have from India. So it's a mix of audience and generally very senior working professionals. So it's a really good networking opportunity and learning opportunity at the same time. Okay. So make sure you utilize that to the best. Okay. Quickly you can see the LMS, how it works. I'll show you. So once you log in here, you'll have your courses aligned. Okay. And yeah, you can click on continue course and you'll have your overall videos available in the recording. Okay, like this. Assessment also will be done internally, by the way. There will be generally 50 questions. This is just a sample I'm showing you, but like green belt, black belt have 50 questions. For yellow, if you're taking it, it's around 20 questions. That's it. 50% is the passing percentage. Okay, you'll have some additional materials given to you like this. So you can explore this once you join, and you'll also have my details shown on your screen, so you can contact me anytime during the entire training and certification process. So we're not here just to guide you with the first step. I'll be here till then. In fact, I would love to have you upgrade with other programs that we have and certifications, right? We provide some other programs as well. We'll talk about that in the next slides. So that's how it goes overall. Okay. And then timeline. So one of the questions is around timeline, how much time it will take, right? Well, if we do yellow belt, that'll be in e-learning basically. And like I said, we don't recommend it as much because that's too basic. Then you have the green belt. So we have about 10 classes that we do for green belt. So that will be like 2 weeks if you're doing weekday batch. So that's generally around Monday to Friday. If you're doing weekend only, then that could be around 5 weeks, around a month time, right? That's all. For black belt, we have like 3-4 additional classes, so around about that timeline itself. And for master black belt, that's completely different batch. So if you join, you can take a month add on to it. My suggestion is generally take a batch which is weekend only, Saturday, Sunday. So you relax, you're able to understand things in detail, you're practicing, you have some time to revise. You can go to our website, imccertifications.com/schedules, and we'll find out all the batches we have coming in. And we pre-book our batches, by the way, so you have to book the batch in advance to register and get a seat. So for example, if we check an AI batch that we have coming in, like for example this one, right, Elite Premium AI enabled by Mr. Dhirendra Negi. You have this 8:30 p.m. it will start. So generally the timing is in the evening hours after office. So 8:30 p.m. onwards it starts and finishes late around 12:30, like that, 3 to 4 hours. There'll be some gap, by the way, so 34 minutes gap after 1.5 hour to make sure everybody gets through the dinner. So that's the time. But sometimes we also have the weekend afternoon, so like 2 p.m. That could be a case. So depending on how you have your entire schedules for the work and personal life, you can plan this out. All right. Next part. Yeah, I think you might want to check some of the reviews, some of the LinkedIn pages of alumni. Like, why don't we do it? So if you go to our website and try to check the success stories, and try to check the alumni, you will find out people who have done Lean Six Sigma and some of the best companies, be it Amazon, be it any. I think you can search by the company name also. These are people working at, so Mr. Navneet Sharma, for example, or people like them. We can search Accenture. You can search, I don't know, name it, any Fortune 500 companies. We have most people who have done the training here. Okay, so you can check like this, or what you could do is, this is the list I'm gonna send to you. Okay, you have all of these available, and you can check our Google reviews as well. Okay, so if you go to this particular link, it shows you all the people who have done the training, thousands of people basically. I mean, everybody not, I mean, everybody doesn't put the reviews, but you'll find out, right? Most of it is there, and pretty good rating, right? 4.8. So you can check this out. Okay, we are very transparent on whom we have trained, the way we train, and things like that. Uh, Also, you might want to check out our LinkedIn page per se. Yeah, I think if you search IMC certifications on your LinkedIn app or on the laptop you're using, you'll find out this particular page. We have more than 107,000 followers, and these are very senior working professionals, so it's not a small number. And we keep on posting, okay, in terms of the regular updates. So this one is for healthcare that we're having. And by the way, when you finish your training, we'll post your LinkedIn profile like this person, and your resume, your certificate, sorry, here on our page. So it will help you to have very good visibility across the globe, at least with the people who, you know, are alumni, and there could be a chance somebody might reach out to you if they have some openings available, or you can reach out to them and connect with them, because people know the quality of the training we provide, so they may be interested in your profile. Next is the investment money part, right? Very important. So over investment, again, it varies on different factors, but generally speaking, I'll give you a rough idea. Don't take it at exact pricing, okay, but a rough idea. If you take Kilo Build e-learning, that's like 10,500 INR, that's it. Okay, if you have the green belt you want to do, and by the way, we also have e-learning, just in case you feel like time is not going to be there um, to learn, and things like that, then you can do e-learning also, that's fine. And the benefit is that's actual live class recording. There's no difference in content on certification, but generally for practice purpose, for networking purpose, I think it's better you do live. So for green belt, it's 31,200. Original price, by the way, 78,000. So just to be clear, this is not an original price, and this is a discounted pricing that I'm telling you. Depends on when you're contacting us and going for the certification. It may vary. It may vary. I mean, sorry. And then for black belt, it's 36,000. Again, for e-learning, 25,200. Okay, the original price is 90,000. So when you sit in the batch, people who are from UAE, they would have paid around 9,000. So while you're paying around 36,000, like we charge in dirhams in AED, so convert to INR is around 90,000. But of course, considering our economy, considering our paying capacity, we have kept it very low. And it will increase, by the way. So try to get it as early as possible. Then you have the Master Black Belt at 64,000. Again, I want to get into the original price. I think you can see it on the screen. AI batch, by the way, if you check everything, Yellow Belt, Green Belt, Black Belt, that's around 53,440. And this one, if you take everything, including Master Black Belt, then that's around 80,000. Okay. So you can plan depending on how your budgets are. um, Payment options, so we have multiple options. Let me just try to change the size of this, right? So you can do one time, of course, the easiest, or you can do EMI way. So if you have the credit card, then you can have it of 3 and 6 months. We use Razorpay as a payment partner. And then of course, when you're processing, you'll have the option to choose whether you want 3 months or 6 months. Next, you have this manual payment option as well. So if in case you don't have the budget, if you don't want to maybe use your credit card, you can simply do 1/3 payment to start with, which is, you know, let's say if it's 75,000 program, you're paying 25,000 to start with, and you're paying remaining in next 2-3 months. You can take a little bit longer time, but before your certification issuance, it has to be cleared. Okay, so that's the way. So that's also very flexible. Um, Otherwise, as I say, you can take e-learnings also. That's a lot affordable. Then you have this complementary courses. So even on when you're enrolling, we have certain programs. So certified lean practitioner, ISO lead auditor, which is for quality. We have the total quality management, Lean Six Sigma Yellow Belt. As I said in the beginning, it's complementary that we provide, right? Let's say if you're choosing green belt, you'll have the yellow plus green belt. If you're choosing black belt, it'll be black belt plus yellow, or you can take green belt also together if you want it, like I said in the option. So that's how it goes. And we have some other programs as well. If in case we plan something in the future, we have supply chain management, we have, project management, data science program. Um, we also do Power BI training, by the way. So if in case you need that, because that works really well with people who have the Six Sigma projects, so we can provide you with that also. Um, One of the questions we get is how you can help in terms of, job perspectives or opportunities. So I think I just showed you the way we train and we post your certifications on LinkedIn. I think that can help itself. Okay, so that's how the company helps. You have the networking opportunity. You can use our existing alumni list of almost 1 lakh people, which is pretty awesome, right? And then you have me, right? If you're taking the training and certifications by me, I'm going to help you personally. So if you look through my profile, I'll share my profile in the description. So you can go here. And I used to work prior to this with a company called Y-Axis, which is, if in case you've heard, or if you're not heard, you can Google it. So, it's one of the India's biggest, not one of it, actually India's number one company in visa and immigration field. So I used to work there as a global career consultant. So I've helped a lot of people go abroad for PR visas in Australia, Canada, okay, and then for jobs in Germany, UK, UAE market. So if you, in case you plan to go abroad, I can help you on certain factors and guide you with the process. Um, yeah, so that's my profile. You can review it later. In fact, my first job was in Times.com around resume writing and things around that, resume marketing. Um, okay, I think we are almost done, but I see one of the challenges people have, not one, I think actually have people three major challenges is what I've observed so far. One is time, and it's genuinely a problem because generally people we train are like 30, 35 plus is minimum. So, married, have kids, have other responsibilities, sometimes, traveling a lot. So time becomes a genuine issue. That's why we have kept the program very flexible to make sure you finish. So weekend batch you can take, you have 6 months, even that we can extend if in case in rare cases, rare chances you're not able to finish. Then you have this multiple live batches. So let's say you started with the one batch, you were there in first 1-2 weeks, and then you dropped off for some reason. That's okay. You can take other batch the next month without any additional cost. Okay, and then e-learning is there. So there's no excuse if you want to learn. If you commit, then of course you can take out 3 to 4 hours in a week to easily get it done. Money-wise, I already told you we have very flexible payment options. So you can, plan as per your whatever current obligations are, right? Clarity, I think that's again a problem. If you look through the things on a surface level, you don't really understand, and that's why you're not making decision because you're doubtful, because you're not sure how will this exactly play out. I'm paying a big amount of 40, 50,000, 70,000. You know, what ROI can expect? Well, I think if you get a good salary hike because of this certification with just 10, 20% addition, your investment is going to be recovered in just first month. Okay. And anyway, in the long run, it's going to help you a lot more, not just getting the job, but also executing, also the respect, also the time you can save and things around that, right? So It's pretty good program. No matter what industry you're working in, you should take it. Um, and still, if there's any certain doubts, things like that you have, we can discuss on this. Give me a call, give me a text, and I have my contact details in the description. We can talk about that. And yeah, of course, upon your 100% confidence, we can take decision on this. So this is going to be next step. You review the details. You go through the entire links that I'm sharing with you. So you check it yourself. Okay. And then we'll discuss about the doubts, and then we'll come down to the payment part, of course. And then, of course, I want you to complete the training. This is one of the problems. People start it, but they don't finish. But I don't like that part, because if you're paying for something, you should be getting results out of it, right? So I'll suggest you to complete your training. I'll be guiding you throughout the process till you get the certificate, and even afterwards, maybe to get other trainings, other certifications, or on some other areas, or maybe you have some friends, some colleagues who may be interested in certain things. So we can be connected for a longer period. Okay, I think we've covered pretty much right. Last word I'll leave you with is knowledge is not what's memorized, knowledge is what benefits. I love this quote, right? Because we know a lot of things, but we don't do it. So suppose you're supposed to go to gym, you're supposed to eat healthy, but you don't eat, you don't go to gym, or you don't sleep enough. What's the point, right? Same way, you should do some certifications, you should keep skilling. The world is changing, AI, automation, everything, but you are just procrastinating, and that's going to cost a lot. And I've seen people who had about 15 years experience and got laid off, which is really heartbreaking, right? So let's not wait for that. Now that you understand the entire training program, give me a call after reviewing everything. Keep your questions noted. Let's talk everything. And once we have the full clarity, we'll take action on this. All right. That's all for now. Thank you so much.